Hey guys, Coach Kimmy here. So we're back with lovely Dawn. You guys asked for this highlighting video. I'm making it. Are you so excited for these highlights?
Excited.
So look, this was the layered haircut. We gave her the butterfly haircut, right? And she loves it. How much are you loving this haircut?
So easy.
So easy, right? And it looks so nice. And today she's running around. She's exhausted. She needs a pick-me-up. So I'm so happy that we get to do this for her today. Now, this is going to be super important. We need to look at her hair. Now I want you to look at her little soft gray. Now I am going to do a basic highlight on her whole head. It's going to be a mohawk pattern and it's going to be shimmer lights through the whole entire head. Super easy peasy. Anybody new that you're introducing to highlights, this is the greatest pattern that you'll ever have that you could duplicate over and over and over again. For teenagers that never got their hair highlighted, it's a perfect blend. It grows in super natural and nice. And I want to mirage. She has this little gray here, so I'm going to put two little back-to-back shimmer lights right there. And I do it with a special comb. I want to show you the back of her hair. Now listen, this is important to notice. See this beautiful natural highlights right here? That tells me right now she pulls warm because that's red. See a little bit of warmth in there? It's like a golden. It's not red, it's a golden. But sometimes people will call that red. But I love that color because anything gold brings brightness to a face. So we want a really pretty, gorgeous, soft, natural. We want natural, like the sun kissed her. I'm gonna do a full mohawk, and then I'm gonna do a whole set of foils here and right there and here and here. So this will be section 1, and then this will be section 2. This will be section 3, and then we'll come on this side, section 4 and section 5. Now something important too, if you have a pattern of how you're gonna do it, you never get lost. You're always gonna know exactly where you are and how many folds you put in that section. So super important. I don't need to section the hair, but I will for you because you need to. Don't forget, make it easier for yourself. We're just gonna section out that mohawk first, get everything out of the way, and it'll be super easy to just do it right up that head. This is two-toe. This is a really high lift bleach. This one is like if somebody has black hair to lift it lighter, I'm not gonna use that, but I would if I needed to really lift somebody's hair. But she does not need that, but this is one of my favorite for anybody that doesn't lift well. She is gonna lift amazing. So I'm gonna use Blondor, which is definitely one of my favorites. And I like to mix free lights with this. This is a clay lightener, and this is for balayage, but we're not gonna be doing that. We're just gonna be doing a highlight pattern. Now, I want you to know too, had she had color, like let's just say the next time that she's in, I wanna teach you this. This is important. I highlighted her whole head. The next time she comes up with that much growth, I am not gonna go back over her ends again. I'm just gonna do her regrowth, and then I could use a separate lightener, which I would use this, and put it on any of those like lighter ends to make them just a tiny bit brighter, like with 5 volume. So this one I'm gonna use 30. I always want to teach you to expand and stretch and learn something new. I'm going to start with 30 and then I'm going to go to 40 on her sides. 30, and peroxide is peroxide, so I want to show you what it should look like. And you could also weigh it. There's like rules that if you wanted to, but I like it a certain consistency. I like it where it's not super slippery, because if it's super slippery, it'll bleed and it will go in the scalp, and you don't want marks on the scalp. Okay, that's way too thick, and I'll have it a little less, but I want to add this to it first. I'm going to add about a scoop. Love this. And it makes it so much more flexible. It's just very easy to put on the hair. Now I have to do every one of, you know, her hair is long and it's all one length, not one length, but it's all brown. She never had any highlights in it, so I need a lot more lightener for a fresh head of hair that has nothing in it. Now that is almost good. I just need just a tiny bit more. Perfect. Just enough. It's not like falling off, but it's like easier to fall off. That's like the perfect consistency. All right, guys, so something important to know too. We need to know where her part is. This is where her part is. Right, Dawn? Is this where you wear it most of the time?
A little bit off to the right.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm doing this foil pattern mohawk on both pieces to her part. Do not do it straight on the top, because then you'll miss this whole side over here. You have to do it to the part. Always remember, a 1/4 inch on that side, a 1/4 inch on that side, or 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then you got the whole section right here, and that's what you want right here. Now we will start in the back first. Why? Because you want to be able to, if you need to rinse it out first, you want to start that back first. And actually, I probably, yeah, will maybe do that whole back. Get this out of the way. I've been really thinking about that lately, about how important it is, because when they're done, but because I'm going to go to 40 anyway, but regardless, if this is done and this is not, you can't rinse it all out. You have to do section by section, but at least you could lay her back in the sink and take this out. You need to think ahead on what you're doing, what the outcome is. Now this is the other thing. I don't want to give her a ton of maintenance. So, you know, I want to make sure that that's why I chose this pattern, because I want it to be just nice and simple for her, but yet really gorgeous. Okay, here we go. Here's your mohawk pattern right here, and it comes all the way up to this, right to the top. And then I'm going to introduce you to, okay, this is my favorite ever brush. See that little end that it's like serrated ever so slightly, where this one's real straight? This one will be able to be soft, so when it gets to the root, it's not like a line right there. So this one is my favorite because it really doesn't make a line. Super good. And let's get started. All right, so these are the combs that I love to use. This one is awesome to tease, and it's just easy to pick the hair. And this one is really good too for these sides. You could take them out with extensions. This is a great comb. And you could also hook it into the foil, but this is the one that I'm using today. Okay, now it's already pre-done for you. Super easy. If you don't know how to do highlights, this is definitely your beginner. That's super easy. So I'm going to show you how to start it. You want to start at the bottom, because remember, the bottom's going to take first. We could rinse that out real quick if that was done first. So always start at the bottom. I'm going to take this, look at that nice, beautiful, do it in the middle. Don't do it right at the top first. All the way down. Remember, she's kissed by the sun too, so she has natural sun highlights. And then you can soften that up right to the top. That's it. And then push it in. And these are medium foils. I do have a video how to make foils if you don't know how to make them. Okay. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of hair out right there, and then I'm going to take this next one. Now listen, did you see that? Take the comb, push it up. I'm pulling this hair down. Now I take my finger and I go right through the middle of it, take the end of the comb, pull it down. Go right in the middle. And of course you gotta saturate, saturate, saturate. Okay. And you're taking about, I would say like a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, depending on how much they want. This is her first time, so I want it to be super natural, and I don't want it to be like too much. And that's a little too big. I'm gonna go a little less. Okay, put my finger through there, and that's it. Separate that hair. And you can tease it if you want to. Let's just say you want to just tease it a tiny bit right at that root, you can. If you don't know how to make it softer by going up like that, and you got to kind of make sure that all the rest of that hair is in there. And you could use a board if you need a board. This is a very easy, systematic pattern that you can't get lost if you just follow the outline. Follow that mohawk pattern. And I'm holding that foil too. Look, I'm gonna brush it up, and I'm holding it like down here. Make sure you're separating it so you get it all. Push on it hard. Your hand is like the pad. You can tease it there if you want. And I'm going to hold it. And those little pieces will make it look very natural. And you just, if you have to pull on it harder, just to make sure the line is separated, nice and easy. And I like it to be very rigid because it's, very zigzaggy in there, because then it will be a softer line. It won't be as hard. See, Chris, you could even do this. My camera guy could even do this. And if she's a calic summer, you got to pull that calic down before you put it on there. And I hold my comb. See how I don't put my comb down? You got to hold your comb. You have to learn these habits young so that you don't take forever, because sometimes if people put your comb down, it'll take you a lot longer to have to pick it up. So learn good habits first. And this is really a no-brainer. If you just want it to be easy, and yet it's going to look strikingly beautiful, just make it simple for yourself. You don't have to be complicated, or get the comb. The comb does it for you. You just have to practice with the comb so you can learn it. Okay, that calic's like holding up, so I'm just gonna make sure it's out of the way. Do it here first, and then sweep up. Sweep up when you do that top. Sweep it up, sweep it up. And then when I get on the very top, I could actually go straight to the root. Okay, I can't really do any more this way, so I'm going to turn her around, and I'm going to put her head down. And now I'm just going to take a little piece out. I'm going to do the next one. And remember, it's to her part. Now I'm definitely a much more faster highlighter, so that's why I use 30. If you're new, you probably want to start with 10. But I know that I could, you know, I know how the color that I want. I'm experienced enough to know that. So, but when you're starting out, I go low and work your way higher. But if you're doing somebody with really, really dark hair, it might take some time. Make sure you got some time if you're going to use a lower volume. Look at that nice, perfect. So perfect, this comb. This comb is so pretty to make little shimmer highlights. It's so nice. So she had her hair up in a clip. So now I just have to get that little bit of an imprint out. So I'm pushing it down. Yep. And what I'm finding is too, I'll do one piece very fine, and then I do the next one thicker. And then I do one really fine, and then I do one thicker. And what do I mean by that? I'm taking a little bit more hair in this section. Okay, so that was a nice fine, thin piece. Now watch, I'll take this out of here. And then I'm gonna make it a little, that's fine. And then I'm gonna make this a little thicker, this section that I'm doing right here. Yeah, hold on. Right there, okay. Yeah, that's thicker. So that's what I mean. You can have it super thin or thicker. Depends on what you're looking for. Now I'm getting close to her front. I want to do, I want them to be super, super natural, so, but yet I want them to stand out and be so sparkly and shimmery. People are gonna go, oh, your hair looks so good. What did you do? That they won't quite know. But yet they're gonna know something's definitely different. Because it's gonna be so shiny. Everybody loves shine, right? It will be super shiny. I mean, she's got such shiny hair already, but see those grays? We're blending those grays in. Get rid of those grays. Get rid of those grays. And this is the best way to do it. So now it's gonna mirage with that hair right there. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna go to her side. I'm going to take this top. Now, this is the only thing I do different though here. I'm going to do this, but I want to take a couple this way and come on an angle just for this hairline. But I want to take this top first, so make sure that's blended up there. And now I have to mix again. I want to show you something too. Now I'm going to mix 30 with a little bit of 40. I'm not going to go all 40 just yet because I'm going to mix it for this side. And I'm going to do it equal, 30 and 40. Not even just a little. I'm going to actually do equal. You could also, just so you know, if you didn't want to do this little baby comb, you could do a straight slice, a whole bunch of slices through her whole head in the same exact pattern, but not a baby weave. Those that took my highlighting course that I did live on YouTube can see the patterns that you can create yourself. This way you could always duplicate something. And I want to show you what that looks like. So when I low lighted in my hair, I put, this was a highlighting pattern. No, this was for somebody else actually, that I did, but I knew exactly what I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I did double. I knew what I did on the side. I knew what I did on her top. It's super important to be able to create patterns. And then I'll show this pattern, just little baby shimmers that I did a couple extra closer together here, and then I took a piece of hair out and just did a systematic system through the whole thing. Because of her hairline, I could even do one more, which I want to do. And then I'll start dividing it. I'll do this one like this way, and then I'll do this one down. And we'll start under here. Now this is my dominant side, so I'm going to know this will be the second side if I had to wash this out. The other side will be my last side. And usually I'll start at the bottom back, but I just wanted to get that top, and then I want to do the other top part right there too. And then I'll come back here and start here and work my way up, and then I'll do that front. So let me just do her other side with the lightener that I have left, so everything's even. And if this side doesn't fit the same way the other, then just make sure that you look and think, okay, well, I need an extra one right here, then we'll just take an extra one. Like, you have to look at the head, because this was her other side. She had the part. There's going to be more on this side than it will on the other side. The other side had less hair on it because that's where her part was. You always got to be using your thinking mind. You don't always have to make everything even, perfectly even. You make it balanced. If you're like, okay, well, this has more hair on it, you're going to do an extra 1 or 2 pieces of foils to make it look balanced. And if you're a hairstylist, this is a great time too to get in your mind to start saying some great affirmations. Her hair is going to be incredibly beautiful. I do perfect hair. Like, you always want to build yourself up. Always build yourself up while you're doing somebody's hair. I do perfect hair. It always comes out so great and so good. Like, just so you know, energy is always with you. Like, if you say negative thing, oh my God, I'm so scared. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know how it's going to look. You know, all of a sudden, it's not going to go good. You got to make sure that you're building yourself up and, you know, making sure you're telling yourself good affirmations while you're doing hair. Super important. That's how you become an incredible hairstylist. They say that you say it, and of course you're following the direction, so it's definitely going to come out good. You say, it's going to be so great. I'm so happy. She's going to love it. I'm going to gain this client for life. Sorry. I'm going to do this whole piece, even though I didn't put in the comb, but it's thin enough that I don't have to. And this is called a little slice. but that's because it looks like this, you know. So always know that it doesn't have to be exact, but as long as it's balanced, because I'm going to do it on the other side too. This is the part that's going to come down in front here, so I want it to be a little extra. Now remember, we're gonna take, you could take a little piece out, that's gonna be the hair that's gonna lay down, and then you could take the next piece to take the foil to do with the comb. And I always use my hands for extra, like, support, extra claws, extra clips, whatever I need. And my next batch that I just mixed was 30 and 40 equal. Coming to the finish line with this section, and I have to make sure that this hair is not taken from this next section, so I just got to pull that out. Okay, this will be the last piece over here, and then I'll do that little front part. Yay, we're almost done. Okay, done with that. Now I'm going to go here. I could go straight up, but yeah, I guess I'm going to follow her hairline. Like, those are those little baby pieces. I'm going to do the next one right there. So it's not exactly straight. I want a little bit on an angle. Now that one you're going to have to, because it's such a fine piece of hair, you don't want it to slip. You got to do an extra foil on there, right? I could take this, because even though the baby hair's up here, but if I did it with this little comb, it would really get them. But I need to just split two of these pieces. So if I need a quick small one, I'll just quickly rip it, and I got my two small ones right here. And then I'll fold this over, and then I got two more, so I have four. See, there's enough hair in there for me to grab that. Go right to that. I'm going to fold that little extra piece right there, because I just want to make sure that baby does not slip. No slippage. We're not going to do a lot in here. I'm going to let a piece out, and then I'm going to do the next piece. So probably maybe two more, and then she's done. And then just one more is going to fit here. I'm going to take this one out because this goes with this top piece here, and then that will be the last piece on the side. I'm going to take that one out. I'm going to take a nice piece. Remember, because I want the other side, I took a little slice. I'm going to take that piece by itself. You always got to remember what you did on the other side. Keep track. So what's going to be the most important thing about this video? It is going to be you learning how to place it right, learning the pattern, and then making sure you get the right color blonde. That is the other most important thing about this video. Making sure you're checking it at the right time to make sure that blonde is good. Don't take it out too early. Sometimes what I find, and I've been seeing over and over again, people take out highlights too early, and guess what happens? They try to tone them to make them better, and then they still stay with such strong brassiness in them. Don't do that. Just make it go lighter. And make sure you have good lighteners, so this way the hair is really protected and conditioned. All right, now my lightener's almost done. So I have maybe about 2 more, and then I got to change it, and then I'll go to straight 40, just so you know. Because this was 30 and 40, and now that all this stuff has been sitting now with 30 for a little while. So I'm going to really walk you through seeing what it looks like after I'm done with this. I shall do one more piece, and then this side is done. Almost there. And then I'm going to take this top piece out to go with that piece. Okay. And let's see. Is that too much? Yeah, this is too much. Hold on. And you just got to make sure you're not taking it out of that back part. Okay. Nope, that's good now. Okay. Perfect. And sometimes you might have to hold these little hairs down to make sure you get a good grip on it. And don't think the little things don't matter, because this is going to matter. It's going to look so nice, that little thing right there. And listen, if I wanted to do her, if she had a widow's peak and I needed to do the top part like that, remember I told you the little baby hairs? You could just take those baby hairs alone, not with anything else. But on this angle, going straight across it, it wasn't good to do it that way. Okay, I need to take a little bit of hair down. And now I'm going to take this section . Last little piece. I'm going to take this from the top out, so that goes with this part up here, and then I got to take this bottom part because that goes to that piece. And now I can take this, hold on, yeah, right here. And this is the finale. Yay! I do not want that in there. It's coming down, see it? No. And now I'm going to check this with you just so you guys see. Now I want you to remember, how did you do the pattern? Okay, we did the whole back first, the mohawk, right? And then we did her top. And then we did this top over here and this top. These went with this top, just so you know. And then we started the bottom back here, and then we went here, and then we did the bottom back here, and then there. So now you're gonna always remember, your dominant side goes first. I did her right side first. So, but this is gonna be checked first, but you wanna think about how you're gonna rinse it out. Now, she's virgin hair. Virgin hair lifts the best, the best. So it should be lifting up really nicely. Look how nice that's lifting up, perfect. Now, and this is the best part. I'm close, 10 minutes, and then I could take out this back part of it, right? And I'll just see, like, okay, how did the top start lifting? Just look, but I already in my brain have a whole system. It's all systematized. Look how nice, that's gonna be so nice. But too much orange still left in there. See, that's why it's not done. But remember, I started down here first, so you could really go to your very, very bottom one too, and actually check that one first. And sometimes, because it's the bottom hair, it's like fine, fine hair, it takes even better. So if that one's done, which I would say a little more, it's the outside of the banana right now. I want it to be the inside of the banana. Okay, so I want 10 more for sure. And then we'll check this, and we'll probably take out this part of it first. All right, guys, so I put hot water in here, and I'm just gonna put this top on. I put a whole bunch of different of my best conditioners that I love in here, and then you shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, because this is gonna be your solution to rinse out if some of these highlights are done. These are the two that are done. I'm going to take this and I'm going to take my leave-in conditioner. I made my own, a whole bunch of different conditioners in there. You want to stop the action of the lightener because this is a perfect color for her. Now I am going to tone it because I do want it to be softer. I thought maybe I could get it to the perfect color, but you know, I don't want them this light. Now this I would call the inside of the banana. Make sure you get those ends, get those ends, get those ends. And I like to take a lot of the excess lightener off first, and then stop that action. But that hair will be, it'll stop activating, and it will be so healthy because you're putting all that good conditioner on it. Good. And we'll let her hair sit. Oh, it's going to be so pretty because we're going to make it really like lighter than this, but it's going to be it's going to be darker than that, but it's going to just glimmer. Super excited. Let's look at her next ones. She needs some help. She needs some help. Put your head up. Yeah. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be back. So I just want to let you know, these are the patterns. It's so important to write patterns down. If you want consistency and you want it to come out the same, you got to use a blueprint with a pattern. So the pattern is a mohawk, right? And then that's basically from the whole top to the back section in a mohawk section to her part. You can't forget that. Most important information. And then I show how I did her side and her back part. And we started. So I have it in the videos, but I just wanted you to know that when I do her hair again, you got to get her name, her email, and what you did on there, right? And I left a piece of hair out. That green means that the hair was left out. The little dots were the highlight. And this is a very shimmery highlighting pattern. Anybody that's young or that's our first time of highlighting, this is the pattern you want to use. We're going to take out her mohawk. Put your head up. And this one's like, let me just see some of the other ones. Because we are going to put a level 8 toner on her, so they're still bright, but they're not like, but they're softer. So she really is like a level 8. And let me show you what I mean by that. See right here, this level 8? Right here, see? She's past that. She's like more like here. So these are good. This whole top is good because when I put an 8 on her, I'm going to make it soft like that, like a golden 8, between an 8 and a 9. So it's shimmery. So that whole top is very good. This is excellent to use as a guide to know how light are those highlights, what level. If I wanted to do a 7 on her, I could have took it out sooner and did a level 7 on her. But because she's like really like a 5 or a 6, I want to say she's probably like a natural 6. I want it to be an 8. I want it 2 levels lighter. So we're going to go for that 8, and she's definitely there. So let me show you the sides too. So this is the last section. Actually, no, I did these top with the top. Okay, that needs a little more time. Yeah, that looks good. So I'll be taking this back section out with it. I'll take that mohawk, but I'll leave this section in. Let me make sure this one's good too. Yep, it's perfect. Match it. See, she's like living right about there, so it's nice. It'll come out beautiful. So I'm gonna definitely rinse this whole mohawk out and this part right here. And then let's look at her sides too. Now, if she wanted to be lighter and blonder, which she never had highlights before, so we are not making her that light. That's perfect too. So I'm going to take out this whole side, actually. And that'll be good too. It'll still blend when I put the toner on there, because that's still like right about here. So that's like a 7. So even though I'm going to be putting an 8 on her, an 8 and 9, it'll still soften that. It's definitely blonde enough. And let me just check her top. That's definitely blonde enough. And I want her front. The front is the most important part. But the front takes a lot easier because it's thinner hair. Like, yeah, perfect. Okay. And then I want to check this side. Let's just see where she's at here. Looks good. I think I'm taking her all out. Now listen, I did this side first before the other side. That was last, so this has to be done. Perfect. Yep, she's ready. But you know what? Because this side looks better, I'm just going to leave that other side for about 5 more minutes. So I'm going to rinse out all this, that very bottom other side. I'm not going to do. So we're almost there. She'll need 5 more minutes and then it'll be perfect. But I need to take everything else out. Anytime, listen, I took her all out. You have to brush it from the bottom up. Make sure you go bottom up. Don't start from here and try to rip it down. No. All right. This looks so, so beautiful. Can you see those beautiful shimmers? But now we got a toner. I just want it to be a little tone, but the colors look really, really good in there. Oh my gosh, it looks so nice. Go the bottom up, bottom up, bottom up. I'm gonna look to see. You see right away which one looks nicer. This one definitely looks nicer. This is just an 8-0 straight, right? You kind of go with her skin tone. Oh, this is a 7-0. This is definitely too dark. No way. And then this is a 9, right? This is just a straight 9. Now this is a more cool base. It's not warm, but I want to show you some warm pieces. All right, you want to look like what color would be nice. See, I like the 0803 to be in with her own hair. I feel like that would be really nice. I like a little bit of warmth in her. Cool would be blue, purple, or green, which would be ashy. And I don't really like ash in me, but these are pretty much warm, but this is more of an ash. 1016. I don't like that color, especially with her skin tone. I want it like, this is pretty, a 717. See that 7 in there? That 7 is a level 7. That 1 is an ash, but it's got chocolate. That second 7 right there is a chocolate. So that's where the warmth is coming from in there. It has a little bit of ash with chocolate in there. So that's how you read numbers. I have a video in my color, in my videos on YouTube that tell you about how to read colors, right? This right here is a 1038. That 3 right there is a gold, and that 8 is like a beige. So you can see it has golden in there. I like that for her skin tone, so I am going to do a 973. Let me show you. Now these are warm colors for her. This one has the, I like that 7. I like that 87 right there. Gorgeous. That'll be so pretty in her hair. That 87 is it. Okay, and with a little bit of 9. But this is the one I want because her hair level is like a level 6, and I want it to be like a, right here, an 8-7. I want it to be 2 shades, so it really blends beautifully, and it looks like the sun. She was out in the sun, or she was in Hawaii. These are too warm. I like this side better, right there. That's the ticket. So that's how you learn to see like what colors look best on her. And I could even mix these two a little, so I still keep some of that blonde, but it's got a little bit of warmth in it, which I totally like. So we're gonna mix it, and stay tuned. You're gonna put it on like a touch-up. Make sure you get everything, because we want everything done. Gonna go straight down. And I used 973 and 77. I used a little less of 77 and a whole ounce of 973 with 6 volume, and I doubled it. And then you come down this way. Now 6 volume will never color the hair, which that's what you want. You don't want anything bumping her base. That's why it's super important to make sure it's a toner that won't bump her base. Get her whole outline. Those highlights are gonna look so wonderful. I'm super excited about these highlights. Listen, the haircut definitely was awesome. The highlights are gonna be just as gorgeous and beautiful. I'm doing face frame. Now we'll take this side because this will be the quickest. Get it on there. And you do it fast enough so that like you're getting it all on together, and then you could really go through that hair and comb it all through and whatever you want after. But just get it on. I hate when something's sitting longer than another side. You want balance and evenness. Okay, let me turn her back around. I'll put her head to this side. And that's how a touch-up is done as well. And I will go back through it. I will comb it all through actually after. First you just got to get it all on good. Make sure you get every piece. And you know, something else to remember, when I was checking what color looks best on her, now think of something, the sun gave her those pretty little reddish highlights on the bottom. That's warm. Do you understand? And that's from God. That's natural. So you always want to go with what the sunlight would do anyway. So I'm not doing her red, but it's going to be a beautiful golden, chocolatey blonde. It's going to be very light, but soft. It's not going to be yellow like the inside of the banana, but we had to get it to that level so that we can make it the color that we want it to be. And always time and speed. You want to do things as quickly and as fast as possible. Trust me, it makes a difference being a good hairdresser. People don't want to be here forever. When you go so slow, just do whatever it takes to go faster. Really go back through this hair. Really get it in that top. Gonna massage it in her head. Put all the rest of that on. Making soup. And listen, she really only has to sit on like 5 minutes. This is the easy part. And I really want to work it into that scalp. Well, I just want to give her some relaxation actually. I want to just work it into the highlight. I'm really pushing it in there. I want it in there. It's going to be just so pretty. Yep, good. And then, you know, you could like do a bun. You could practice different things. You could do whatever you want. Make her like two little buns. Have a little fun. Okay, there she goes, her little buns. Good. All right, now we're going to set that timer 5 minutes. And we're going to check her. All right, so here we go. This looks fantastic, fabulous. It's going to be such a pretty color. 5 minutes, that's all she really needed. It's a level 8 with a little bit, a 7 and 8. So it's more an 8 and a 9. Because remember, I mixed the 9, 7, 3 and 7, 7. I love that warm in there. I want to see. Yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. It's going to be sparkly, and I can always make it darker, but I can't make it lighter if I make it too dark. Okay. We're going to go wash her out. You ready, Dawn? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yay, look how pretty this is. It is gorgeous, but remember, it's going to be like kissed by the sun, so you're not going to necessarily fully see it right away, but you will after I blow dry her. You're gonna see everything's gonna be lighter and brighter. See those pretty highlights right around her face? Go to the bottom, work your way up. Okay, so it's like she's like a brown, a medium brown with a beautiful dark blonde. That's what it's gonna look like. All right, stay tuned. We're gonna blow dry and we're gonna show it to you after. Voila, look how beautiful those highlights are. A beautiful pattern, the mohawk pattern, all shimmery pieces like she got kissed by the sun. Gorgeous. And you can see all the reflection of that beautiful light in that hair. All these pretty little highlights, soft and shimmery. I love it, love it, love it. And she loves it even more. You just, so if she pulls it up, beautiful. So what you're thinking, Dawn?
I love it.
Oh my gosh. So now she's got her pick-me-up. So that's it. Look at, see, we miraged her gray. So look how nice that looks. This way you don't really know that it's gray there, and you just make it soft, and when that grows in, it will really blend in super nice. See that color? Too. And you could always make it darker, but you can't make it lighter if you make it too dark. It'll take a lot more work. So, you know, you do a toner and you see, oh, do I want it a little darker? You could always go darker. All right, guys, so Dawn had some questions while I was doing her highlights. So this is a basic, simple, strategic pattern of just baby lights with that special comb, a mohawk pattern, and then I did just a few on that top. I did the sides a little angle, and then I did the back. So always remember the mohawk, and then you got to figure out how do you want that back side. You got to see how much hair they have up top. Could you take a full section on that, or do you have to half it? Because maybe you have to do the back half because their head is a little bit longer or bigger. You know, it all depends. There's always variables when you're doing highlights. You need to use your thinking mind. You need to use your imagination. What's it going to look like? I knew that I wanted a couple extra right here so that it would mirage with her little gray hairs. Now listen, she don't do this, her first time doing them. She's not going to do a ton of maintenance. So she had the question, so now I want to go back through the questions that she had.
So when you were doing my hair, you were explaining the difference of how you would brush the color in, and you said that you could tease the ends or you don't have to. What would be the difference of whether you did or didn't, benefits or whatever?
Okay, so she's talking about, like, if you tease a piece of hair at the root, it's going to be more like a balayage, just so you know. So balayage will be that she won't have anything right at the root. It would actually, and I could also shadow root this. Let's just say she's like, I want it to look more natural. I could shadow root that, and then it would even blend it even better. So balayage is more blended, but I like highlights right to my head, and I figured because as soon as her hair goes in, she won't come back for maintenance right away. She'll have this longer. You know, you'll see the highlights more at that top. So that's the one answer. And what else were you thinking? Oh, when she comes back.
And then I was wondering, how do you determine the pattern that you do the coloring in?
Okay. So when I looked at her hair naturally, she had those beautiful little end pieces on the bottom. For me to determine the pattern that I wanted for her was for me to know she doesn't do a lot of maintenance. She's busy, busy, busy. So she really, basically, I wanted it to just be so soft and natural because it was her first time doing. How old are you? Exactly. She's never done her hair before. Do you understand? So you do a natural pattern, so when it grows out, if she doesn't want to do it again, no big deal. But she'll love it, and if she has roots about that, she'll probably come 4 times a year, every quarter, I want to say, to come and get the roots done. Now, when we do the roots, we won't touch the ends again unless there's brown pieces. So that's another video to show you. Any other questions?
can't think of any.
Okay, good. So if you guys have any questions, leave it in the section below, and I do reply back to you guys, so just leave it and always look back. So if you forget about that you asked me a question, I do get around to coming to them, and it doesn't take me too long. Give me about a week to make sure I check my YouTube to get all the comments, and then I'll answer you guys back. So this is beautiful. Look at this beautiful, gorgeous hair. Love, love, love it. Great job. The colors are perfect. And I did use Color Touch for the toner. 7.7 and a 9.73. Equal parts. Just about. Not exactly, but almost. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. This is Coach Kimmy, and I look forward to teaching and serving you and tips about hairstyles and hair color and highlights. I look forward to it. See you guys in the next video.